Babe, but what if he knocks you out?
Ooh. I'm retiring from boxing. I'm getting hit in the f***ing face every single day.
Hey, did you hear something? The most recent information, it seems like something out of a movie that Jake Paul is putting up his gloves for good after being knocked out cold by Mike Tyson. But this time it's true, baby. After this vicious beating, Paul is announcing his retirement. If you are familiar with boxing, you will know that Mike Tyson is a serious opponent. He is the heavyweight champion of the world, the king of knockouts, and the undisputed champion of the ring. Here comes YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul, thinking he can take on the champ. That's a risky move, but that's the game. This is Jake Paul, the YouTuber turned boxer, thinking he can take on the heavyweight champion of the world, the king of knockouts, the undisputed champion of the ring. Talk about a bold move, but that's just Jake Paul for you. He's never one to back down from a challenge, no matter how big or how tough. In fact, he's been talking smack about Tyson for weeks now, daring him to test his strength and see if he's got what it takes to go 2-on-2 with the best of the best. To see how hard he hits, please. I want him to test my iron chin and see if he can knock me out, said Jake Paul in a voice brimming with confidence. It seemed like he was taunting Tyson, daring him to bring his aim and show the world what he's made of. I want to see how hard he strikes Mike. Me, Mike, I genuinely want to watch. But here's the thing. Even though Jake Paul has been making waves in the boxing world, he hasn't yet faced a competitor like Tyson. When Tyson enters the ring with Jake Paul, it will be like David vs. Goliath. But this time, Goliath is carrying a significant punch. As it turns out, when the moment of truth arrives, Jake looks to be the one pulling the strings. Tyson is like a force of nature, a wrecking ball in the ring. Paul wasn't quite ready for Tyson's unadulterated strength. According to accounts from the training camp, Tyson knocked Paul out cold in the first round, leaving the YouTuber stunned and doubting his own skills. It serves as a wake-up call for Paul, reminding him that he is not invincible and that there are opponents you simply cannot undervalue. According to people close to the situation, Paul has been subtly setting the stage for a possible withdrawal from the fight, citing a variety of reasons such as injuries and scheduling conflicts. It's like something out of the Jake Paul playbook. When times are bad, figure out a way out. Not that I'm afraid of Tyson or anything, rather it's more like I wasn't prepared for him to come at me with everything he had. You know, I had assumed it would be like a friendly spar or something. Paul's past is replete with examples of well-planned withdrawals and well-crafted justifications, such as inventing an ailment to get out of a difficult opponent or claiming scheduling issues to get out of a difficult contest. Paul has repeatedly shown that he isn't scared to change the rules to his advantage. Paul was caught telling his entourage, "And you know I have a lot going on right now. I simply don't have time to prepare for a fight with Tyson since I have my YouTube channel, my merchandise line, and other business endeavors to attend to." However, here is where things start to get very interesting. After this setback, there are reports that Jake Paul may truly declare his retirement from boxing. It's like the end of an era, the last chapter of a story that has captivated the world. And let's not forget about Tyson himself at 57 years old. He still has it, and can still knock out even the toughest opponents. That the guy who has been trash-talking about Tyson for weeks may actually hang up his gloves for good. The instant Jake's news, Mike Tyson was enraged by Paul's actions, which he perceived as a discourteous and cunning attempt to escape their eagerly awaited boot. "I can't believe this kid." It was like witnessing a volcano ready to erupt. Tyson was known for his ferocity both inside and outside the ring. Tyson's anger was evident as he vented his frustrations to those closest to him. "I showed him the strength he desired to see in training, and he growled, his fists clenched. It's disrespectful." But for Tyson, this fight was about more than just settling a score with Paul. It was about proving himself in the ring and reclaiming his rightful place as one of the greatest fighters of all time. "I need this fight," he admitted, his voice tinged with desperation.
Oh, I have sciatica every now and then. It flares up, and when it flares up, I can't even talk.
Is that the only health problem you got right now?
And then there was the issue of Jack and Paul's derogatory remarks regarding Ty's deceased child. It was a low blow that deeply hurt the former heavyweight champion. Tyson said, his eyes flashing with rage, "He disrespected my child, my legacy, and he needs to pay for that in the ring." As Tyson's frustration reached an extreme, he had to decide whether to take matters into his own hands and confront the YouTuber in person. In the end, Tyson knew there was only one way to resolve this: in the ring. "I want to see him there." Paul reaches a breaking point. Reports indicate that Tyson may file a lawsuit against Paul should he try to back out of their scheduled fight. Tyson perceives Paul's attempt to flee as a direct threat to his honor and reputation, and he says, "I'll sue his ass if he tries to run away." According to reports, Tyson stated, "I trained my ass off for this fight. I put in the work, and I showed him what I'm made of. And now he wants to bail not on my watch." Tyson said he made a promise, and he would follow through on it whether he liked it or not.
Versus Mike Tyson, live on Netflix. You're gonna entertain millions of people and make an unbelievable amount of money. What do you think?
While Paul decided to take legal action out of principle, Tyson never saw the point in taking legal action. "I wanted to settle this in the ring," Tyson said in a tone that expressed his disappointment. "But if Jake wants to take it to court, then so be it. I'm not afraid to fight him there too." Paul said that Tyson had crossed a boundary and would pay for it in some manner during the furor around Jake, saying Tyson attempted to ruin our battle. With a combination of defiance and resolve, Jake Paul throws a bombshell that sends shockwaves across the boxing world in the Paul against Mike Tyson match. Paul uses social media to disclose startling facts of being knocked unconscious during training sessions with Tyson. But in an unexpected move, he also uses the platform to launch a $200 million lawsuit against the boxing legend. Paul isn't holding back as he discusses the specifics of Tyson's knockout blow, which left him stunned. "Man, I got laid down." Paul acknowledges that his tone was a little annoyed. "With all Tyson possessed, I had no chance against him."
I am retiring from boxing. I'm getting hit in the face every single day.
But Paul isn't willing to just let his wounds heal and move on. Instead, he is prepared to fight back, and he is doing so with a steely resolve. Paul is taking Tyson to court, demanding $200 million in damages for what he believes was a premeditated attempt to harm him. Paul emphasizes that this isn't just about getting his money. It's about making Tyson answer for his actions. Paul has secured a significant contract with Netflix, which has the potential to transform his life. With millions of dollars and reputations on the line, both fighters are ready to go to war. In the meantime, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all the latest developments in this epic saga. Don't miss out on a single moment of the action. The fight of the century is just getting started. I have this big deal with Netflix on the table, but thanks to Tyson, I can't fight, and that means I'm losing out on some serious cash.